Hello, loves, hello, hello, Hills here, and I'm so excited to be back with you. It has been a minute, I know. We are in such a powerful portal of transformation right now, and there is so much alive in the current. My personal system, especially after a epic journey through the month of July with my niece, an initiation journey, needed some time for recalibration and integration of all that came through. I'll share as we start to dive into today's current that this may be the last update under the header The Blue Flame Apothecary, as guidance has come through to change the name of this YouTube channel to Navigating the Current with Hills. So you may notice further along down this stream of August that the name changes. And part of the reason that there was such a gap between our July update and this update. And oh my goodness, so much has happened, right? We came through that Barrelbolts basket. We had Mercury turn direct. We had Saturn turn retrograde. And we have had also on August 3rd, Chiron turn retrograde as well. Moving in cycles like this, we also have begun our nodal transition and we are coming into the eclipse wormhole. We are in the Lionsgate portal. My. Where do we even begin with all of this energy, right? Ooh, how about with a breath? There is so much movement right now. And you may be even feeling in the collective, as highly sensitive people often do. And if you're watching this video, that is likely you, that there is a lot of dysregulation within the collective right now. A lot of wobbliness. And there is a reason for this. Periods of intense transition and transformation, which is the current that we are in right now, for sure, tend to create discord in the status quo. And if you're highly invested in that status quo, it can feel quite discombobulating. Part of our job as masters of transition is to hold the space, to hold our light in this. Now, one of the things, so the current for August is two eclipses, a nodal shift and a Lionsgate portal, amongst other things. And we'll have more than one update this month because there's so much moving through. But it felt really important to get in here and start talking about the current as we are approaching the Lionsgate day of celebration, the 8/8 portal on, of course, the 8/8, which is Saturday. So what is this event a celebration of? Well, it is a celebration of the reemergence of the stellar dimension of Sirius into our night skies. For those in the more southern hemispheres, you may already, well, it's really our pre-dawn skies, you may already be able to see Sirius if you look to the far southeastern horizon as the sun is beginning to rise just before. For those of us in the more northern hemispheres, it will be later in the month. And back in Cometian times, ancient Egyptian times, we had this rising occur right about around 8/8. It coincided with the flooding of the Nile, and we've talked about this 3-month cycle, what we in the Northern Hemisphere have as summer, being the New Year celebration for Egypt. And that's what we are culminating with the Lionsgate. But we are also culminating, we are celebrating fertility and creation magic, infinite creative potential that exists within each and every one of us, that 8 being the sign of infinity, right? We are also in a time of transition. The key word for the month of August could be transformation, it could be transition, it could be spiritual realignment, spiritual reset, because we are in a time of nodal transition, of nodal wobbling. At the end of July, the true node shifted into the zero, or from the zero into the 29 of Leo and Aquarius, South Node in Leo, North Node in Aquarius, beginning our new cycle. So the eclipses coming forward will be on that axis of Leo Aquarius, and that is where the nodes of destiny are running. Now, there are two ways of interpreting the nodes: the true, which moves both forward and back, and the mean, which is, of course, the average, which moves only backwards. So this backwards moving, this mean node, this average node, is still in Virgo and Pisces and will be in Virgo and Pisces until the 18th of August, which means that right now we are in a period of transformation, of transition. Notice how many times I've said those two words already in this short update. We can rewrite the stories. We can access the codes of destiny and find ways to realign. Now, during this transition, we also have Saturn having just at the end of July as well, almost coinciding with the true nodes shifting into a retrograde motion. Today, which is the 6th of August, as I'm recording this, the sun is now trine to this retrograde Saturn. The sun will also make another fiery trine in December with the retrograde Saturn. So we are in this cauldron of creative energy. Now remember, Saturn is the ruler of our karma and dharma, and it invites us to play in this retrograde motion with the juxtaposition in our interpretation of what is karma and what is dharma, our inner monologue, if you will, of these sames, bringing us into greater alignment, higher alignment. So feel now, if you will, where we began this update, this exploration, with me sharing that the name of this channel is shifting. The name of our portal over on Circle is also shifting. We are moving into the next era, just as the nodes are moving with us into the next era. This Aquarius Leo nodal transit is bringing us more wholly, more deeply into the age of Aquarius. We will have over the next 18 months the North Node transiting that sign of grassroots collectivism and awakening, of liminality, the water bearer in the air sign, the movement between that sita, that heart-mind coherence, bringing our individualism, that Leo energy, into union with and collaboration with the collective, our unique spark, a lighting, right? So as the nodes shift fully on the 18th of August, we will be coming into that age more wholly. However, we will have one final eclipse on the Pisces Virgo axis before we can fully shift at the end of the month. It's on the 28th, I think. Yeah, 28th of August. Sorry about that. We'll have a Pisces lunar eclipse. So let's look at some of the energies of the first half of the month, and we'll have a second update for the second half of the month because we're coming into the Leo solar eclipse energies as we move through this Lionsgate. On the day of the Lionsgate, which is, of course, the 8/8, we are in the portal right now, feeling all the feels this 6th day of August with that Saturn Sun trine, Venus also entering home sign Libra today. On the 8/8 itself, the Sun will make a conjunction with Isis. Actually, it's already begun. Isis, rebirth, creation energy. Now, the Lionsgate celebrates the re-emergence in our pre-dawn skies of Sirius. Isis, powerfully, deeply connected to that stellar dimension, and also to rebirth and to transformation, to remembering, to moving through the depths of the dark night and rising. Osiris, Anubis, they are, even Horus, very much connected to that underworld journey. Isis is a facilitator of the rise. You're invited to feel that. Isis is a facilitator of the rise, the rebirth from the underworld, the remembering of innate creative potential, the unification of the embodied form and the spiritual beingness. So the Sun and Isis are united in Leo here. Simultaneously, that expansive, beneficial, fairy god planet Jupiter is conjunct at 8 degrees of Leo with Hygeia, white light awakening, health and wealth, healing potentiality. White light Hygeia, diamond white light Sirius. Jupiter at 8 degrees of Leo. Hygeia at 8 degrees of Leo. Here we have another 8/8. Infinite healing potential. What do we mean by infinite healing potential? Well, this is interesting, right? Because it's not healing as in you're broken, you're needing to be fixed. Rather, it is opening up to allow all that love light that within you exists to radiate out, to expand your capacity for love, to expand your capacity for life, to share your truth. This Sun Saturn series of trines while Saturn is retrograde in Aries. I am within that introspective remembering of I am that is the Saturn retrograde, outwardly expressed the Sun. I am. Feel it rising up from your root, from your sacral, from your solar plexus. I am, like the roar of a lion. Can you feel the potentiality in this circuit that we're running? As Chiron on the 3rd of August shifted retrograde and is in those final, in that 0 point, making its way to the final degrees of Aries once again, which will happen in September. But right now, through this whole month, moving backwards through that 0 point of the earth sign of materialism, of manifestation, Taurus, of that which we are possessed. And as this is happening on this day, the 6th of August, as Venus enters Libra, there's a little bit of fun because Venus also rules Taurus. So this in conjunction is somehow getting a little bit more oomph in it. On the 9th of August, as we move between the Lionsgate and the solar eclipse on the 12th, Mercury will enter the 0 point of Leo, coming into a square with that Chiron and Taurus. So we feel, we can see a yod has formed. Has it though? Where is this yod? We're gonna rewind. It's a kite, not a yod. There is a kite on this. There's so much. Let me feel. I keep hearing yod. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my notes. I'm going to look at the charts and see if there's something here that I missed. Hmm. Hmm. There it is. The sextile is Mars and Sirius in Cancer with Chiron. Pointing in conjunctly with the Shapley supercluster. It's very loose, and there's a reason that it didn't get picked up in my original note taking. And I appreciate the humoring of allowing me to feel the feels of where we might be going. My sense is that this asked to be brought in so that we could feel what we're being gifted to receive as well. Remember that Shapley supercluster is all about receiving, all about perception. And there we go. Here we go. Let's play. Let's play. We have a fun little game to play here. Mercury and Venus. Mercury, perception, expression. Venus, connection, magnetism, love, creation, even heart, mind, Venus, Mercury, that Sita that we were talking about. Mars and Ceres in Cancer, squaring Venus, right? Squaring Venus. Sextiling Mercury. Venus, who is trining Uranus, awakening. Mercury, who is squaring Chiron. Gifts deeply held within retrograde. In Taurus, that which we are possessed of. Everything about this current is inviting us to awaken to the vast potential that exists within us, to allow these transformations to alight, to find within those karmic dogmas, those deep wounds, that dharmic light, that purpose, that love light, to be its expression and to call it also into us. This trine between Venus and Uranus is also a loose air grand trine because of Pluto's existence at 3 degrees of Aquarius. Now, this energy is moving us towards what will occur in about 13 months or so, which is a North Node Pluto conjunction. It'll be somewhere between 13 and 15 months from now, and it's all gearing up, right? We're moving towards it in this time of transition, in this period of nodal shifting. As we come to the 15th of August, we'll also find ourselves in the Day of Ascension, the feast day of the Sophia, which finds Sirius and the Hathors exactly conjunct in Leo, in Cancer. My goodness, tongue-tied. And the rose dragons across the way exactly at 14 degrees of Capricorn. Now, this period of nodal shifting that we're in also finds the South Node directly on top of the heart of the Lion, Regulus. The heart of the Lion, Regulus, is actually the energy in our inner sanctum space that we're going to play with as we move into a gathering of the vibes journey. And if that's something that calls to you, come over to Circle and get the details. We've been jumping around a lot. We've had moments where we've had to pause and look at where we were going and what was coming through, where we got to explore and witness how the current can shift on a dime. And we've gotten to play together in heart-mind space. But this is not the only place. The heart and the mind, these torus fields, are not the only place that this current is stimulating. It is also stimulating the torus field of our sacral, that fiery furnace, that cauldron that burns, that flame that percolates up from root to sacral to solar plexus, that generator of our physical and spiritual beingness, with its point of origin, that hara point, our lower seat of the soul. This is being activated as well. And in the community space of our cosmic collective over on Circle, I am going to be bringing out from within the library, Esoterica, the transmission and activation of the sacral torus field for us all to play with during this cycle. So there will be a link below when I share this video so that you can access that if you are called. In the spirit of collaboration and collectivism and creation, my guidance system has invited an offering for us to draw a card from Secret Language of Light together. It was very important as this message came through not to draw the card before we got together, but rather to draw it on screen with all of you. So let's play, shall we? Let's see what the overarching theme, we already know transition, transformation, but what is that extra piece? I think we'll all love this. Divine animals. And look at that beautiful lion. Heart magic. And the number 22, which is also a number of manifestation. We have a message here with divine animals that this is not simply an elevation of the human being, but of the entire earthly sphere that we are navigating. It is the animals, the plants, the waters, the trees, the clouds, the birds, the bees. It is the entirety. And as such, you may find that you're called to work with your animal friends in new ways, to start actually communicating with them, perhaps telepathically, from the heart, to allow the trees and the animals, not just those ones that we call pets that live in our homes, but all of the animals, to share their wisdom with you. I'll share that the animal that lives in my house, whose name is Petra, a feline animal, one time shared with me very excitedly as we were communicating, this is the last time I'm going to come back as this kind of animal. I'm coming back as human next time. And she didn't say it out her mouth. She looked at me and shared it with my heart. And part of my job is to hold space for her as she makes this transition, evolving into her next form. She has been many. She has shown me the squirrels and the birds, the various types of cats, the gophers, the seal. She has been so many various forms. And she wants to walk on two legs this next time. But it's not the humans that we have been that she's coming in to become, but the humans that we are becoming. And that is so beautiful. We are in this moment creating the space for all that come next, all that comes next. Oh, what do the animals have to share with you? And also remember, you are a divine animal too. Oh, thank you so much for joining me and for your patience as I needed to take some space and time. I look forward to sharing the next video with you with our new name and our new whatever's coming, new way that this channel will be operating. We have so much potentiality. Each of us, we have so much love. And everything about this month of August is inviting us to remember that. To remember that we are the love that we seek, and that we all are invited to rise up with our individual spark of light and share it with the world, with the universe. And that is indeed how we all rise up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as always, in the always, so much and many loves from the dimensions of the all and beyond and beyond.